All right, and you just heard from PenGod, and now we're going to have some conversations with him. Very interesting spoken word there. PenGod, how are you doing?
I'm great, Mom.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm 100% great.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about you, and I mean, thank you. You just gave me this collection. We'll talk a little bit about that too. The Anchor. It's his maiden poetry collection?
Sure.
Okay.
That's my debut one.
Yes. Did you study literature or poetry in that point?
No, I graduated in literature science.
So how did you get interested in this, and for how long have you been doing it?
For like 4 years
4
now.
years.
When I was in level 100, I think I was one of the best like communication students. So my lecturer, who happens to be my patron right now, we did a quiz and I had like 30. So he gave me a book. Then I gave it to my mom, and then my mom said I should do something to like acknowledge what the lecturer has done for me. So I started like writing. So I started writing like screenplays and all other like fiction, non-fiction, novels and all that. But there was a time I wrote a piece like a son of nobody wants to become somebody without knowing anybody, must not think like everybody. And then it went viral, and I was like, okay, it rhymes and it makes sense. So it's like poetry. So I think I should think about writing poetry. So within like 2 weeks, I've written like 20 poems. I'm like, ooh, then I can do it. So let me do it. Then that's how the magic started.
That's how it started.
Sure.
It started. So what's the journey been like? So you're a spoken word artist.
And a poet.
And a poet as
Sure.
well. Okay, good. And I'm glad you made the distinction that you're both, because not every poet is a spoken word artist.
Sure.
Not every spoken word artist
is
a writer,
Sure.
you know. So you write, and
Yeah, I'm a
that's
complete
evident.
writer.
You're a complete writer.
So I write
Okay.
novels, plays, screenplay, poetry, and then I write articles and stuff. So like I think.
So how did you get into performance?
You know, there was a guy who is called Emmanuel Asante Victor, Imavic. So he's into movie making and all that, and he's my friend. So they say like people don't really like reading like raw. So when you write and you let people read it like alone, they might not be reading it. So why don't you perform it? So I started like listening to other spoken artists like Prince EA and the foreign like spoken artists and some of the local ones, and then I said okay. So I think on the 22nd February I had my first performance at
that was when, last year or this year?
No, that was in 2019.
Okay, so 22nd February 2019.
Yes, that was when I had my first performance. That was in Central Campus.
Okay.
So I performed.
You were still in
that
school then, or you had graduated
I
by
have
then?
graduated. I'm now doing my national service.
Okay, where?
At Theatre Arts in Central Campus, UW.
Okay, so you're still sticking within the arts.
Yeah.
But how is the craft growing?
It is growing rapidly because now I've added acting to it, and then I think last week we did a stage play called Firestorm, Sakis West Firestorm, and I played the role, and everybody was like, "Whoa!"
So you can act too.
I can act too. So so some of my friends call me like I'm a creative art. So everything about creative art, I'm into it. So I think the journey is good.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this book before you go. So it's called The Anchor.
Sure.
Okay. So is there a general theme that runs through the poems here? And how long did it take you to put it together?
I think a year. And the anchor, you know, as we all know about anchor, it holds the ship so that it doesn't sail offshore. So that's how, you know, life is like a storm, and life is like an ocean, swashing and backwashing. So we need something to hold us firm. And sometimes we lose ourselves because there are certain information and certain knowledge we don't have. So, and I've been able to observe nature, and then I've observed nature come out with some certain experiences, and then I put them together and then put it into this book to help people get motivated and inspired, love and beloved, and above all, be humane.
Yeah, be humane. Wonderful. Thank God.
Sure.
Proud of you. And
Thank you very much.
can't wait to see how far you go with this. Don't give up on it.
Man, never.
Don't.
I come from Japan Chrome. Where we come from,
You don't give up.
Give up is not in our dictionary.
It's not an option. It's not an option.
And when I took my dictionary, I didn't see that word in it.
Glad to hear that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been speaking to PenGod. He's a poet and a spoken word artist. We enjoyed some of his performances a little earlier, and he has come out with this book, which he shared with us as well, The Anchor.